Okay, so if you guys saw the video that I made about making scary sounds on the guitar, at the very end I did the intro to Iron Man. And that's where Tony Iommi bends an open string and it makes that really creepy intro sound. Well, I had a few people say that's not how he does it. So I went back and looked at all the old videos, all the archives, and I watched, and there were a few videos where it looked like he was doing something different. And a couple that actually looked like he was bending behind the nut like we taught in the video. So the jury's kind of out on what he actually does, but it made me brainstorm and try to figure out other ways of making the same effect happen. And so I came up with several. I want to see if you guys can come up with any more on your own, and just put it in the comments if you do, okay? I'll check them out. So some of these are eye rollers, I understand that, but they do work. So the first thing you can do is you can play the open E string. I'm just going to put on my tuner really quick, and you can use the tuning key. So this is kind of interesting. You can go. And I'm just using the tuner to get back to E. You know, if I'm playing live, I don't want to be out of tune after I do that, but you can rely on your ear as well. Okay, the next way to do this is the way I think Tony actually does it, and that's bending behind the nut. So you just reach back here, and if you have any space, some guitars, you know, you can't do this because you either have locking tuners, like a locking nut system, or the string is so close to the headstock it won't let you really do the bend. But if you have some clearance, you can do something like this. So you really want to push down hard in the beginning and then just slowly release it to bring it back to E. Okay, there was a couple times where I wasn't sure, but I think I heard him do this. You can go to the first fret, which is F. Give it a slight bend, like a half step bend, because the pitch really sounds like it's going from E to F sharp and then back down. So we're going to take F, we're going to bend it half a step, and as we release it, we're going to pick a quick E in there just to throw it in. Check out some videos of him playing this live way back in the day, and I swear that's what I'm hearing. Keeping with that concept, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do drop D tuning really quick. Sounds so evil. And now we're just going to go to the second string, which is now E, because we dropped D, so we did a whole step down. And we're going to just bend that a whole step and then just bring it back to where it's supposed to be. Now, if you're going to do drop D for that bend, you're going to have to play the regular riff, unless you play it on the 5th and 4th strings, which I don't recommend. If you check out the Tony Iommi video, you'll see why. But now you're going to have to play it way up here, which might be interesting. Let's see if I can do it right off the bat. Sounds pretty heavy. My intonation kind of sucks way up high, but you get the idea. So staying in the same idea of bending behind the nut, let's go ahead and do the same idea, except we're going to bend behind the bridge. Now on this particular guitar, this works fine. There might be some where you can't really do that, but this one just has a little bit of space that you can actually push and bend. So if I just bent it, so you got a little bit there. So you're going to have to push a little bit harder than you have to behind the nut, but if it's an emergency, you got to do it. So what I'd probably do is I'd probably flick the string with my fretting hand and then use my picking hand to do the bending. And you'll definitely have a string indentation in your finger that's going to hurt for a while. And of course, you always have the trusty whammy bar, which Tony Iommi did not use. But if you have one, go ahead and just use that. Hit the open string, pull up. You're going to need one of those tremolo systems where you can pull up. Some of them don't allow that. So this is pretty simple. Just pull up and let it slowly come back. You can also, if you don't have the whammy bar on the guitar, just push on the bridge, same effect. Okay, and the final one's going to be a mystery. Let's see if anyone knows what I'm doing. Okay, what's your guess? How am I doing the last one? I'll give you a couple seconds here. Okay, this was kind of a trick. I was using a whammy pedal. So I kind of cheated, but it is a way to make that effect happen. So it's a possibility. All right, guys, I hope that was informative and somewhat fun. Some people take these videos so seriously. Like I had a couple people in the last video say, man, you've sunk to a new low. I can't believe you're teaching how to make scary sounds on the guitar. But you have to think about it. Guitar involves many facets, and sometimes you just want to have fun and make crazy sounds. You know, I don't see why that's such a big deal. Of course, we're always going to have our informative videos as far as lessons go, on the main website especially. And then we have another artist series in the works. So hopefully you guys get a kick out of that when it comes out. I'm working on it pretty intensely. So we'll catch you at the next lesson. Okay, thanks, guys.